Hello. Today I'm going to show you how to compile your formal proposal into a single PDF. This is not required for your final project. However, I think it would be a good idea if you tried it because invariably you're going to have to do something like this in other classes and in the workplace. So it would be a good idea to get some practice doing it now. Although we've gone over this information in class, I wanted to provide this video for you in case you had any questions, you wanted to go back for a refresher. It's kind of quite a number of steps to keep in mind all at once, and so I hope this video helps refresh your memory as you are compiling your proposals. What you see before you is a PDF of a formal proposal example. This is just dummy text in a PDF that I formatted in a way that I expect you to format your papers that you submit to me. And as we scroll through this PDF, we'll see that all of the sections are present. Here's the table of contents, and we see that the page numbering on the table of contents starts with the letter I. And as we tab through each page, we're going to see that all of the requisite materials are here. Now, what I really want you to focus on in this video are these additional documents that we've added to the PDF. So, for example, we have a resume that we've added as Appendix A, and the cover page for Appendix A is page 10. The resume is page 11, and then the next appendix starts on page 12. Same thing goes for the related materials. I've added an article, and we see that the Appendix C starts on page 13. And if we keep counting, this is 14, 15, 16, and we now see page 17. Now I'm going to show you how I did this because the proposal document and the resume and the article all started off as separate files. And so I'm going to show you what I did in order to combine those files and keep the page numbering going. And I'm going to show you how to do it two ways. One, I'm going to show you how to do this in Preview on the Mac, and then I'm going to show you how to do it in Adobe Acrobat, because Windows doesn't have a built-in PDF editor. So if you're running Windows, you'll have to download the trial version of Adobe Acrobat, or you'll have to use one of the computer labs on campus in order to compile your PDF. So first, I'm going to close this PDF. First, we're going to start with our Word document. And I'm going to go to the View menu, and I'm going to show the navigation sidebar. This basically gives me an outline of my document based on the headings that I've included. And I want to jump down to the Appendix A, which we see is page 10. And if I scroll up, we see a blank page here with a note that says include resume here. And I did this for two reasons. One, to remind me to insert the resume later on, but also so that Word would continue the page numbering. Likewise, if we scroll through to Appendix C, I have a note to myself, insert article here, and then I have a page break so that I get my numbering. And because the article is 3 pages long, I have inserted another page break, so I have another blank page. And for the third page, one more page break. So that gives me the numbering for all 3 pages. The first thing I need to do in Word is save the file as a PDF. To do that, click File, select Save As. From the File Format drop-down menu, select PDF. Now here's where Microsoft is doing something very strange. This option popped up with an update a couple of weeks ago for best for electronic distribution. Do not use that. It sends your file up to Microsoft servers. It turns it into complete garbage and gives you a PDF that does not quite look like what you would expect. Don't use it. Simply select the best for printing option. It's going to create your PDF locally. It doesn't have to send the file up to Microsoft servers, and it's going to be a truer representation of what your original Word document looked like. And so this is the one you always want to use. There's no reason ever whatsoever to use the Microsoft Online service for this. So I'm going to go ahead and save this on my desktop, and I'm going to give this a different name. So I'm going to save this as Formal Proposal Example 1, and I have Best for Printing selected, and I'm going to click Export. And we're done with Microsoft Word, so I'm going to quit that. I'm going to open up the formal proposal example in Preview, which is built into the macOS. Windows users, please bear with me. We'll get to how you're going to compile this proposal in just a moment. So what we see here is our Word document converted as a PDF. And if I scroll through our page preview over here, we'll see that on page 15 of the PDF, we have the note that says include resume here. The easiest way to add your resume is to click the file and drag it to this sidebar and drop it where you want it to appear. So we now see that we have Appendix A, resumes. The next page is the resume, and then we still have our placeholder page here, which we can delete. To delete this page, click it and press the delete key. So now we have our resume page. Then we have Appendix B, our bibliography. And then we have Appendix C, followed by our 3 placeholder pages for the article. And I'm going to do the same thing that I did before with the resume. I'm going to click the article file, and I'm going to drag it to the sidebar and drop it where I want it to appear in the PDF. And once I have the article in place, I can click these 3 pages, our placeholder pages, and press the delete key. Finally, if you are responding to an RFP, you need to include the RFP as your final exhibit. And so I'm just going to drag the RFP that I have saved on my desktop to, just under the very last page of my proposal. And so I have Appendix E, which introduces the request for proposals, followed by the RFP itself. And it added all these pages to the document. All right, so if I save this, and I can quit preview now. if I open up this document and we tab through the pages, let's make this so you can see it. We tab through the pages, we will see what we did in preview. So now we're at Appendix A, we've got our resume, and we've got Appendix B, which is page 12, then page 13, and we have our article exactly where it's supposed to be. Appendix D, Appendix E, and then we have our request for proposals. So Mac users, that's how you can compile your PDF pretty easily in preview. Microsoft Windows users, because Microsoft does not include a PDF editor in Windows, you will need to download the Adobe Acrobat software. And so if you search for Adobe Acrobat, you get all kinds of results, but the one we're looking for, and we'll skip all the ads, we don't want the reader, we don't want the viewer, we want Adobe Acrobat. In this case, it's Adobe Acrobat DC. If you click that link, you get a page where you can download a free trial of Adobe Acrobat. If you don't want to download the free trial, or you've already downloaded it and it's expired, you can go into any of the computer labs on campus, and they all have Adobe Acrobat there, and you can compile your PDF in a computer lab on campus. Since I already have Adobe Acrobat, I'm going to quit Firefox, and I'm going to open up the formal proposal example that I had exported from Microsoft Word. What you need to do is click the Tools menu. The toolbox that we're going to look for is the Organize Pages toolbox. Go ahead and double click that, and what you're going to see is a thumbnail preview of each of the pages in our PDF document. If we scroll down, we'll see our first blank page, which I know is the resume page. So I'm going to click that page. I come up to the toolbar, click Replace. Select the resume file, click Select, and this dialog box is just confirming that we're replacing page 15 to page 15, so one page, of our proposal PDF, and we're replacing that page with one page of the resume PDF, and that's correct, so I'm going to click OK. Confirm, yes. And we see a thumbnail preview of the resume document within the pages of our proposal PDF. I then see 3 blank pages on the next row, which is for our article. I clicked the first page, and I'm going to hold the Shift key and click the last page. That selects all of those files. I'm going to go back up to Replace, and we're going to do the same thing. Click Replace, select the article, click Select. This time it says that it's replacing pages 18 to 20. That's because there are 3 pages, 18, 19, and 20. Replacing them with pages 1 to 3 of the article PDF. All of that is okay, so I'm going to click OK, click Yes to confirm. Finally, we need to insert the pages from the RFP, and these go at the end of the proposal. So I'm going to click slightly differently. We're going to click the Insert option from the toolbar, select From File. I'm going to select the RFP file, click Select. I want to insert these pages after the last page of our proposal, and I'm going to click OK. And as you can see, Adobe Acrobat has inserted the RFP pages after the last page of the proposal. We can close that toolbar and we can page through the PDF and see that this is exactly how we want it to appear. I click File, Save, and my compiled formal proposal is complete. So that's two ways that you can use to compile your formal proposal. If you have any questions, please feel free to email me. Otherwise, I look forward to reading your formal proposals at the end of the semester.